Okay. I'm going to the next question here. Somebody said, um, somebody said, what are some entry level projects I should try? What are some entry level projects I should try to get into IT? There's a few. There's so many different things you can do these days. What I've what I first did was projects I did, like I mentioned when I first started this, was that I bought a computer from Sears. Man, I'm old. Holy shit. Anyway, I bought a computer from Sears and it cost $3,000. It had like 1 gigabyte of RAM or something stupid. Uh anyway, so yeah, damn. I'm just thinking like out loud and it's like, damn, I'm fucking old. Anyway, bought a computer and then my first project was I wanted sound to happen when I to trigger when I turn my computer on. I turn my computer on, and then it's supposed to come up with a video and a sound. And at the time, you could do stuff. You can do something like that with the old version of Windows. I think you still can. Really, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why I was so obsessed with doing that. I wanted music to come up whenever I started my computer. Yeah, you could just go to startup configuration and you could have it start music or sound or something. And that's the first thing I wanted to do. So that project right there, number one, I didn't, for whatever reason, my computer sound didn't work. So the first thing I had to do was put sound in my computer. So I had to buy a sound card with the right slot because they had at the time, you had two different kinds of slots. You could ISA and PCI. They were battling at the time, and I didn't know which one to get. So I had to learn basic architecture. This is before I was a comm guy, before help desk, before I cross trained. I was a cop. This is the first project I did, one of the first ones. I'm modifying and upgrading my computer. Very simple. Because I wanted a sound to play. I wanted the theme song to Don't Judge Me. Conan the Barbarian. This is crazy. Damn, I think I might be crazy. I might be out of my mind. Anyway, so I wanted Conan the Barbarian, the soundtrack. You remember that one where that Arnold Schwarzenegger played in? That one. The first one. I was obsessed with that movie for some time. It's so good. You know, I had James Earl Jones in it as like Thune, and then it had so many great lines in the movie. It was just such a good movie. I don't know why I was so obsessed with it at the time, but I was, you know. Anyway, so I wanted the theme song to play when you turn the computer on. I didn't have sound, so I had to figure out how to put sound on my computer, and then I had to figure out how to get it to work. Once I got the sound card in, I had to get the drivers to make that work. And then once the drivers were in, I had to figure out how to make the startup feature trigger that when you booted up the computer. So that was the first project. That was the very first project I did. Then another project I did was I wanted to write a program. I wanted to write a program that would talk to you. I had no idea about AI or anything back then. I just wanted a program that would you ask it a question, it would talk back. It would ask you, it would talk to you back and forth. And at the time, I was using a programming language called Basic and that was the only one I knew because I'd learned it in school, college, or something. Um, and I learned a little bit of it in college, and I was fascinated by it. And so I started doing that, and I learned very quickly that you can't really do a lot with that programming language unless you write a lot of code because it was limited. And I realized there's different kinds of languages they're specialized for different things, you know. So Basic probably is not the best language to do something like that in. You know, you need an object oriented. My point is, Once I tried the project, I just tried and failed. Not that program, it was very limited. And then I realized basic, what hadn't been used for like 20 years, I realized it was outdated. So I had to go to another object oriented language, and that was so confusing that I just completely failed that project, and then gave it up, and then like was like, okay, I got to do something else. This is not what I want to do. Was another project I did. I did some projects when I went to college. The college I went to, we had a really good instructor who would have us bring our computers in, and we would set up a network, and then we'd have to all put firewalls in, and then we'd have to like simulate this network and open up ports on the firewall and stuff like that. So that was another project I did. That was after I cross trained into computers. What's another project? I would do all kinds of stuff with my computer. I would tear it apart, and I would upgrade it with more RAM. I would fast forward many years later when I was way deeper into this, and I had a better understanding of what I needed to do. I started doing projects that would enhance my career. The first projects were just to kind of mess around and have fun. Just to kind of get familiar with the technology, and that determined if I wanted to go further, and I did. Like, I was so obsessed. It's like Legos. It was like toys to me. Uh, but when I cross trained into computers like I started learning about Linux, the difference between Linux and Microsoft. I started learning about different architectures of the hardware. I started learning about different commands you can use, command line interface, networking. And so all of these pieces start to be revealed to me that I need to get more serious. Like, I want to do more and go deeper into this. And I started, one of the most impactful projects I did was I would set up honeypots. I would take a computer, make a virtualized instance on that computer. So I started learning VMware, and then I would connect it directly to the internet with no firewall, with no protection whatsoever, using Windows 7, and I would just surf the internet. I would just surf and click on whatever. And what I learned very quickly is how volatile and how adversarial the internet is. There's stuff constantly. There's all kinds of sites that are trying to infiltrate your system. There were people who was finding my system, immediately hacking it, and it was a virtualized. I didn't care about it. It wasn't connected to any of my network or internal stuff. I didn't put any personal information on it or anything like that. It was just a instance that I set up. I wanted to see, really what I was trying to do is I wanted to learn how to remove malware. So I would intentionally infect the system by having nothing and then surfing the internet, downloading stuff. And at the time, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a bunch of sites that did screensavers, but a lot of them were like infested, right? You can, if you went to like porn at the time, porn sites or any of those, they would infect the shit out of your computer. That, and then the other one would be like screensaver sites and all kinds of stuff like that. If it was just like some off-brand site that people would randomly put up, it wasn't from Microsoft, it wasn't from Google, it wasn't from any of the big companies. If it was just some random dude's site and had all these pop-ups and stuff, I would just go to that site and just download stuff. And it had viruses. Like, so I would infect my system, then I'd have to figure out how to remove it. And then I'd figure out what that malware was, and then I would use things like some tools, like some URL tools that would determine if it was. It just taught me a lot about virtualization. It taught me a lot about malware, different types of malware, how they behave, and then how to remove them. The difference between like a rootkit and a Trojan and say a worm, and then kind of the tactics they would use to do things to get you to click on things. It's since evolved. Like all of this has evolved. Like, if I was doing it these days, if I was doing a project now, I'd probably do a cloud. In fact, I'm doing cloud projects right now. That's exactly what I'm doing, because it's so easy. If you go to Azure, or AWS or Google, they give you like a few months free to just mess around with their technology. You don't not even downloading anything. You make an account and then you start messing around with instances. You could start up a server, log into the server, secure it, put it on the internet, make a website, take it down, make it talk to other instances. Um, so that's one thing you can do. Another thing you could do is without downloading anything, you can go to Try Hack Me, which is like if you were trying to be a pen tester, they got a bunch of stuff where you just log into their website and they have like these virtualized instances where you're either attacking a website or figuring out why the website is it or how to secure it and stuff like that. So there's one called Hack the Box. There's one called Try Hack Me, and then there's some other ones that you could use. So those are all probably, it depends on what direction you want to go in. It really depends on what direction you're trying to go for your career path. If you're an absolute beginner and you have to start where you are, you don't know anything, you're going to have to learn the basics of computing. So anywhere you start is going to be good. I would recommend, if you know absolutely nothing, with A plus curriculum, the curriculum of A plus. If you know absolutely, like if computers are magic and you have a hard time even turning them on, then I would start with the very very basics, which is A plus, CompTIA A plus, because it has a really good curriculum. Another thing, if this is for the people who don't have the benefit of time or going to college or all that kind of stuff, or maybe you have a degree in something else and you're trying to make a transition, you need to learn the common body of knowledge. And so certifications, one of the great benefits of certs that I don't hear talked about is the curriculum it exposes you to. What I mean is, like, it has a path and a body of knowledge that's going to teach you. And once you learn all of those things, you start to really understand how it all works. You start to get it. And everybody has their own pace. Not all of us are born into this. I see some of my peers who also do these sites are very very talented, and they've been doing it since they were kids. And it's very apparent because the way they talk, I can tell they've been doing it, and sometimes they even admit it. Like, give you a specific example. Simone Bees is a prodigy. Like, she started at age 19 as a programmer, and now she's making like 200 plus, probably $500 million a year doing this stuff, right? She's not a normal person. So I came in super late. My path wasn't a teenager. Even one of my mentors, like this dude Ramsey, man, this fucking guy. Uh, this dude, I believe he's a bit younger than me, and he started off really young doing IT stuff. And that dude, his mom was a software engineer, right? So it's generational for him. It's like nothing to him. And he's one of the most brilliant IT professionals. He's more like a scientist than an IT guy, to be honest with you. Um, but that dude's not, like, he started off really young. So a lot of my peers, they started off like in their teens messing around with computers. That's not me. I started off when I was damn near 30. I was damn near 30 when I started all this stuff. And I really dug it. I'm like, damn, this is really cool. I really like this stuff. So it depends on where you start. Like, where you start really matters. And then, you got to start where you are. I would encourage you to do a lateral change if it's possible. If you're starting off from nothing, you got to start off with the basics. Let me see. I'm an ISO, Information System Security Officer, ComSec guy. I'm wanting to get out of the cleared areas. What should I look at to start? So this is a journey I've had a couple times. I've been doing this long enough, Chris, to where my entire adult life has been with the federal government, and I'd always had a clearance up until very